Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. It's Gayu G back with another video. This video, I'm sitting in a car. I'm waiting for my daughter, and someone had requested that I do a video to talk about the surgeries I've had due to cornstarch. So this is the video. So I don't know if you guys has seen the other videos where I talk about how long I was eating cornstarch and so forth, but let me refresh. I started eating cornstarch when as a matter of fact, I started eating dirt at a younger age, and I think I might have been 7 or 8. I can't hardly remember. Then when I came to the States, it was drywall. Then I had met someone who was much older than I and who was eating argo cornstarch, and that just continued. I continued eating and eating cornstarch, and it it was something that just continued. I'm trying to give you guys a good angle so the sun don't break it. It was something that just continued. So I just continued eating cornstarch for a long time. I didn't know at the time. Sorry, guys, I put my windows down by accident. I didn't know at the time that it was an eating disorder. I didn't know at the time that it was pica that I had. I just thought it was normal to eat starch. It was one time when I was younger, I went for a physical, and they did some blood work and said my iron. I didn't know what iron was, and they explained it, and they said, your hemoglobin is low, and we need to start you on iron pills. I didn't take the iron pills. I just they kept filling them every month. I just kept picking it up from the pharmacy, and my poor mother, I forgive her because she expected me to drink these pills, and I would tell her that I did. I don't know if she would ask me. I can't remember whether or not she was asking me if I did or not. But the point of the story is that I didn't take my iron pill. So I continued. Like, oh my God, I ate plaster. I became a pro at eating cornstarch. And it wasn't until one time I just was on YouTube, and I noticed people are now crunching it, making it crunchy in the microwave. And that just continued. But then one day, while I was at work, no, in 93, when I was younger, I was having some stomach issues. My stomach was hurting me. I think I was 13 at the time, and my stomach was hurting me badly, and I ended up going to the emergency room, and they had to like pump my stomach out back in 93 at this hospital in Boston. At the time I was in Boston, but I ended up moving back to Florida and then back to Boston. That's another story for another day. So they ended up pumping my stomach because there was some sort of clogging going on. So that one was minor. And then I continued my cornstarch spiral. I continued just eating. I never ate ice. I never ate ice. And the way I used to eat cornstarch was in a spoon. I didn't learn the microwave trick of it until YouTube came, and I saw others were doing it. And then I think in 2014 or so, I just that one day I was feeling sick. I don't know what it was. I just wasn't feeling myself. And usually I was eating 2 boxes of Argo cornstarch a day. When I couldn't find the starch, I would eat chalk. But because I was chewing and spitting the chalk, I convinced myself, well, I'm not swallowing. Oh, I was swallowing. So um, it was in December, because I remember I was working long hours, just trying to get my kids Christmas gift right. And all day I was at work. I was just like in pain. But the way the pain, it was just starting like the way the pain was, I could bear it. I could bear the pain. And then all of a sudden I couldn't take it anymore. So I ended up going home, and the pain just increased when I got home. It was just like, mind you, I've given birth 3 times, 2 live children, and the type of pain that I was feeling is, I would have rather had 100 kids than to have this type of pain. and I couldn't take it. Like, I kept trying to drink medicine, whatever. I was like, maybe it's gas. Let me just keep pulling through this. And then I couldn't. So my mother was there with me and the kids. I called the ambulance. When the ambulance came, guys, I was in so much pain that they couldn't buckle me backwards. So they literally, because I was on my knees and my hands, that's the only way I could bear the pain. So I literally, the ambulance ride, I had to stay on my knees and on my hands while the seatbelt was on my back, because that's the only way that I could tolerate the pain. That's how bad it was. And I got to the emergency room. They kept giving me, so right away they started giving me morphine. The morphine will work for 30 minutes and it would just not go away. They kept giving, each time they would increase the morphine, because they needed to, in order to get me to lay down to figure out what was going on, they needed to do an ultrasound. And they couldn't, no, I lied. Okay, in order to get me to relax, because I was going to go for x-ray, but in order for me to go to x-ray, I would have to relax enough to lay down. They couldn't do that. And I remember it was just like, God, it was just, I had to pee. And I got off the bed, and the way that I was walking, guys, it was just like unbearable. I was Dutch over, and as I'm walking to the bathroom, and this doctor says, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm going to the bathroom." He goes, "No, no, no, no. She can't be walking the way she is walking." Because the nurses were dropping the ball. Let me tell you, it was the worst hospital in terms of customer service. And he says, "No, no, come back in here with me." And as I went back, he said, "Increase the morphines." He literally increased the morphine. He says, "I know what's wrong with you." He said, her appendix, he says, "Something's wrong with your appendix and something's wrong with your gallbladder." So I was having both appendix pain and the fact that they couldn't, it was just God telling this man, "You need to come and help her." So he increased the medicine to a point that I could handle it. Then he had them rolling the ultrasound in the room. And then he goes, "We need to do emergency surgery on you." And he had to call specialists to come and do the surgery. And they couldn't do the surgery till later that day, because at this time it was like 2 something or 3 in the morning. So surgery had to be scheduled 5 o'clock that day. So they just kept increasing my drugs to make sure that I could handle the pain. I don't know. My morphine was high as hell. But they increased the drug, and then my church people came. They were praying for me and stuff. And I went in surgery. I was told surgery was going to be 45 minutes. I went in surgery at 5. I didn't come out of surgery until midnight. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 7 hours in surgery. When I got out of surgery, this guy showed me the stuff that was in my stomach. So they had to remove my appendix. It was an appendicitis. And then they didn't realize that my gallbladder was so bad. They thought it was just infected. They were going to go in there and try to fix. They couldn't do that. They had to remove both my appendix and my gallbladder. And yeah. And did I learn my lesson? No. I got off starch for a year. And I continued eating starch, but this time I was eating starch in secrets because I was too embarrassed to admit to people that I was eating starch. And it was just like, I was just so tired of getting mouth sores, and going up the stairs was a work. I was just so tired of feeling crappy that one day I started taking my iron pills. I just started taking my iron pills, and then from there I started doing this protein drink, and I was taking one a day, but then the doctor ended up increasing it to 2 iron pills a day. So I was on I'm still on 2 iron pills a day, and I will remain, like, this cornstarch messed me up so bad that, if I'm off the iron for 2 weeks, my body gets sick. So I will have to take 600 mg of iron every day for the rest of my life, on top of I take B12s and these other vitamins. So this is This is my surgeries that I've had. So in total, I believe three, but the first one I had in 93 wasn't as big as this one. And my thing that I deal with, because I had my gallbladder removed, there's a small percentage, I think, I may be wrong, you guys can look this up, about 3 or 5% of people who gets their gallbladder removed always have these side effects. So because of I had my gallbladder removed, the side effects that I'm currently dealing with is that I can't eat grease early in the morning. I've become lactose intolerant, so I can only have lactaid milk. My stomach is very sensitive. I have to be very cautious as what I eat. So what I try to do is I drink something hot in the morning so that it could help me. Yeah, so that's the surgeries that I've had. I don't want to start com- start another story and continue. I'm sorry this video was so long, but you guys requested to know what type of surgeries that I had, um and you've noticed I completely stopped adding cornstarch videos, and I've turned this channel into vlogs because I think it's only right that I do that. If I'm trying to promote a positive atmosphere, I can't be trying to make two sides audience happy. So I will not be posting any more cornstarch whatsoever. It'll just be daily vlogs of my life and what I do. But if you want to see any particular videos or whatever it is, just comment section, and I'll take care of that. Again, thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.